hello. We're going to start off tonight with a little bit of a review of the Assassin's Creed footage that was recently released. Let's see if this helps. I don't know if that helps or not. System output. Check. Yeah, I don't know if that helps. I've tried to see if I can get some more out of my volume here, but what if I don't know if that will really help. I have no idea if that'll help. But we'll see. Anyway, we're going to check out some of the new Assassin's Creed footage. And I'll get my thoughts and opinions on it. Of course, as you always know, I can't help but share my thoughts and opinions on it. I hope my voice is coming through louder than what the music is. It's hard to tell because for some reason there's, hey, what's up? Like, it's hard to tell because like the audio mixer shows that it's around the same, but then when I go back and watch, it seems like the music is quieter. I don't know, it's weird. But we're gonna take a look at the new footage by way of Jor Raptor, which I hate, but I couldn't find the source of the actual footage. The video that he's looking at. So we'll look at that, and then I think we'll also look at what his thoughts are around it, and I'll compare my thoughts with his. So we're just gonna get right into it, and then after that we're going to do After the Fall with the Scrub Squad. We'll see how that goes. Charging up my controllers right now. I just noticed I forgot to put up the a PC cord since I was playing some Alicia before. Got a couple of drinks. I got coffee and I got Dubby. Yeah, I probably won't be playing as Yasuke at all, to be honest. I don't think it was a good move either. I think it's a bad idea. It's not the fact that he's a real life person. It's the optics of it all. You know? I think it's very clear why at face value it looks really bad. Okay, that's what I thought. I don't know why that seems louder than me. I'll put my microphone up all the way. Yeah, see that peaks. I don't want my microphone to peak. All right, I'm gonna bring up voice mod again, just real quick. It's probably gonna cause a slight lag in my stream. I should be way louder than the audio now, though. My mids. I need to mess with my mids and my treble. I don't know. The voice volume's all the way up. Rumor was that they changed it for Black Lives Matter a few years ago, which seems very plausible given Ubisoft. Yeah, I don't disagree. I think there's some relevancy with that. 100%. The noise reduction. Check. Hello, 1, 2. Oh, man. I don't know where to put my noise reduction now. 71? No mic peaking? Funny. It's insane that the most anticipated setting for AC, they pull this crap. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Alright, how does the mic sound now? Does it sound fine? Like, even if I were to talk like this? Ubisoft fumbled? Yeah, they fumbled. Mic is good? Good. Turn up the move. I'm going to turn up the music just a little bit. Sounds much better? Oh, that's good. I don't want to make the music too loud. Although I don't typically like to talk at this point, but I'm just kind of setting things up in the background. I like my new starting soon screen. It's nice. Made it myself. Alright. I've waited long enough. That's about 10 minutes. Why don't we talk a little bit about Assassin's Creed Shadows, huh? Alright, what's up, everybody? So, immediately, I have in the background, as you can see, some Assassin's Creed Shadows. Ubi is cooked. Optics for this game are not good, which is sad, given where they started from and where they ended up. So, yeah, why don't we talk a little bit about that, Light? Ubisoft... There's a lot of questionable things. Ubisoft has a lot of great titles, like Splinter Cell, Rayman, The Division, Rainbow Six Siege, Gods and Monsters, which ended up becoming Phoenix Rising, something like that. Of course, Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia. I mean, they've had a lot of fantastic hit titles. Ubisoft is who Ubisoft is. To play the original Assassin's Creed, understandable. Now, to say that this is going to kill them, I don't know if this is going to kill them. But there was an article recently where it was decided, the board, and this was out of the Guillemot family, which everybody says Yves Guillemot's name wrong all the time, is Yves Guillemot. It's French. Not Guillemot, not Guillemot, it's Guillemot. Yves Guillemot. Or at least that's how I've heard the French people say it. So, get it right. That aside, I heard that the board of Ubisoft has decided to take control of Ubisoft to the point where the Guillemot family is not involved. They're not allowed to make the decisions around the acclamation of Ubisoft by Tencent. Right now it's the board of board members of Ubisoft who are going to be managing that exchange, that interaction. So if the Guillemot family is out of the picture, I think Ubisoft might stand a chance at surviving, but they're almost inevitably going to go to private. They're not going to stay a public business any longer. That's what I think anyway. That's what a lot of people think. Will Shadows bury them? No. With the updates to Shadows that we've seen and the fact that they actually gave them now about 4 more months, just shy. It's like a little over 3 months extra to work on the game. I think they have done a wonderful job. The fighting looks better. The movement looks better. And now with what we're going to see today, which I'm just going to preface this, I did already watch this, so I already have an idea of what we're looking at. And I also already watched the one where Joe Raptor kind of gave his ideas. But the reason why I want to watch Joe's other video, where he kind of breaks it down, is because he talks about some things that I think are relevant that aren't really fully explained in this video. So without further ado, why don't we just watch the video and then I'll share my thoughts after. Okay, here we go.
Good view from here. Got it.
Hello, motherfucker.
Just try not to interrupt the video. Okay, so I've said this time and time again. Ubisoft has and always will be able to make an incredible looking game. We cannot take credit away where credit is due. This game looks awesome. Visually, it looks amazing. The trend chasing, ESGDEI, is what killed them. It's killed a lot of companies, and it's killed a lot of potential IPs. Unlocking map by high points overdone, one button press, locking, picking, boring, question marks a map, ruins discovery. Now, keep in mind though, Light, is that, and I'm not, trust me, even though I'm a fanboy for Assassin's Creed, I don't like some of the gimmicks that they have in their titles. But what I do want to say is that if you look at Ghost of Tsushima has a similar model, except they don't use question marks, they use different lights. Right? If you look at the map, they have a blue orb, a white orb, and a yellow orb. All these things are indicators of where you should go, and there's labels all over the map. Now, the only time that you really see these, by the way, these indicators in-game is at these synchronizing points. Since Valhalla, actually I want to say since Odyssey, since Odyssey, you've been able to remove these things. You like, if you want a full experience without any of these quest markers, without hand holding, it's in the options to turn them off. So accessibility is there. Most people don't use it though, and then they look at these videos and they say, oh, look at all the user interface garbage. And it's like, well, you could turn a lot of this stuff off. You don't need it. Now, the synchronizing points, here's a difference though, from your concern here, like, is that you see these question marks. Keep in mind, in past titles, question marks didn't exist. It showed you exactly what it was. It showed you if it was a listen in mission, if it was a treasure chest, if it was another type of point of interest. You knew what it was. They're incorporating a scout system. So when you do synchronize at these points, you're given an idea of where these locations are, and you could either go to them yourself to figure out what these locations are, or you can select it like what you see here. Oops. Where you see here, and you can technically send scouts to that location, and they can discover it for you and report back. So they've included a scout system, which you see right here. So first of all, this map, although not the biggest map that they've ever had, it's much larger than what I thought it would be. So you have to zoom in a couple of times. But look at, I'm going to have my camera real quick. If you look at over here, you're going to be able to send out like 3 different scouts. If you do that, your scout count up here, you will lose accessibility to those scouts for the duration of their transport mission. So it's a resource you're going to have to use with some intention. Also notice on the map here, you still have the question marks. So on your map, they're labeled as like, okay, these are the things that you found, but you still haven't discovered them fully. So, point to keep in mind. I really like that they brought back boating, but they kept it very, very fair to the time period and or location. This looks great. Let's see if I can get that. I can't get it. As Elden Ring, I'd be all over that, dude. I'd be all over that. Now, my criticisms for Assassin's Creed still remain. Like, I hate a lot of the gimmicks. This unlocking thing. Now, the smuggling aspect here. I'm going to wait a second because my frames are dropping again for unknown reasons. Just as a heads up, it usually takes 30 minutes to an hour of streaming before frames stop dropping. I don't know why it seems to be the case every time I go live. It used to be an issue. It continues to be an issue. There's nothing else going on. My internet's perfectly fine. I don't know why it keeps doing this. So I do apologize for the choppiness on your end. I wish I could fix it. These smuggling missions are frustrating for me. This is where I feel like the visual space is cluttered. The lock picking, if they're going to be going the RPG route, the lock picking system is probably going to be level based. Give me 1 second. I want to try something here. I want to make sure Steam doesn't have anything updating, because that tends to kill things. There's no updates there. Okay. So the lock picking system, I prefer a more engaging lock picking system, like little lock picking games, but I'm at a point where I don't trust Ubisoft to implement something like that effectively. Case in point, Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws. They literally incorporated a rhythm game into lock picking, and it was so poorly done. So I don't trust Ubisoft to do that, if I'm going to be honest. Not modern day Ubisoft, mind you. Maybe Ubisoft from like 20 years ago or so, probably, but not today. So I'm sure lockpicking is going to be stuck behind some sort of leveling system. You can't break into this because you're not high enough level for lockpicking. I have a feeling it's going to do that. But this is where I really am just like, the dots, man, the dots. Can we get away from dots that point out everything you can interact with? Like, I hate this. This is visual clutter. It's disgusting. It's awful. I've hated it since Origins. It's stupid, man. You remember back in Syndicate and all the other action adventure titles from the Assassin's Creed genre, or sorry, IP, where things were highlighted, like chests would sparkle, or things would be highlighted, like was it too obvious? Sure. But it didn't look like this. This just looks stupid. ... Let us explore a little bit. I'm wondering if you could turn some of this off in the settings. That would be nice. But this is a visual cluttered mess. It's stupid. I can see these chests. Do you not think me as a player is going to go over to these chests and be like, I want the fucking gold in here? Like, can we be a little bit more respectful of the players? To look at this and be like, yeah, that's shit that I need to go to. Now, understandably, you have these barrels and stuff and other things that aren't so obvious. But as a player, if I'm smuggling, right, because this is a smuggling option, a smuggling side mission, do you not think I'm going to walk and literally press my body up against every single fucking item in this room to see if I can smuggle it? Of course I'm going to. Why would I want to smuggle otherwise? So to put so many dots on the screen and be like, well, this is what you can touch, this is what you can touch, let me figure that out on my own, and then I will be able to identify a pattern of things that I can get. Oh, okay, so these barrels that have fabric draped over it, I can get something from that every single time. Oh, these little stacks of hay, I can get something from it every single time. Great, I'll be sure to go to the haystack. I go to this corner. Oh, these pots that are securely tied. Okay, I can't get anything from that. I will identify the patterns. Just do not do this anymore. It looks so bad. It just looks bad. Like, look at how vibrant that is, how red that is. Obviously, someone's going to go for that. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a huge pet peeve of mine. Now, this, I believe, is taking a trick out of Ghost of Tsushima's book, where you have world events that kind of help you, or they're kind of like side things that are more relaxed, more casual, not as intense, and allow you to explore the world. They're exploration side missions, which I don't think are necessarily bad for a huge world, open world RPG such as this. Ghost of Tsushima did it with the haikus, with the bamboo stalk missions. Like I think they did a good job with that, and it forced you to kind of traverse the world. It's a way to reward someone for exploring, right? I'm all for this. That's really cool. Don't get me wrong. I think that's a great thing. And in doing so, you'll see after a cool little animation, which, by the way, can I just say how good this looks? Again, Ubisoft coming in with great visuals. You'll see here as a reward, and by the way, both characters will be able to do this. You'll see a wall decoration. We'll see in the other video from Joraptor. I didn't know that creating a campsite was literally creating a campsite. If you watch Valhalla, if you play Valhalla, and you have your town, right? Like it's your settlement. You can't do anything except change the cosmetics. In this game, you'll be able to literally create your settlement, and I'll point it out in the other video. But yeah, I thought that this was kind of cool. Okay, you go and do these things. Oh, well, you just painted a gray heron swan. Okay, well, you painted that. Now you can put it up somewhere in your town, in your settlement, which I think is cool. So you'll be able to put that on your wall. I will get to your points there in a moment, Light. So this is the observe method, where you don't have an eagle or a raven or a hawk or anything like that in this. So you have to scour the campsites and use the observe method to find your target. Now you can send your scouts in to find the target for you before you enter, but it's just showing the observe technique. Now this section is the objectives map, and this is beyond just the Templars, which here you can see are the Onryu, right? The Onryu are right here, so those are the Templars. This is like every mission that you have, and Joraptor will kind of go into greater detail about that. Like there's the hideout, like your stables, your artwork, your weapon, your armory, your blacksmithing, your scouts, and so this is your objective board. This is more than just like what we've seen in the past, where it's just the Templars and how many of them did you beat. No, this is like everything. Like the Kabikomono, it's probably like a different gang somewhere. I don't know what the Kabikomono are, like samurai without a master or something like that. So you can kill them. So it seems really cool. I like a lot of what I saw in this, to be honest. We'll go to Joraptor's other one, and we'll listen to his explanation.
Determination makes
Because he is literally going to be
One of the open world
he's literally going to be play testing this in this footage. In this video, he actually shows himself play testing it. So, yeah, he's got an in. But let's listen to him, and then we'll hop on over to After the Fall.
activities both Naue and Yasuke can do in Assassin's Creed Shadows is approach wild animals in Japan and then paint them, which will unlock paintings as a wall decoration for your settlement.
Oh, I was going to address your statements here. Ubi isn't trusting the player to be aware of their surroundings. This is so true. Hand-holding the game. Yep. Zelda has been a franchise that I've always adored, and the creators wanted the player to discover everything for themselves, and players love them for that. Yes, I remember A Link to the Past. No, I don't think it was A Link to the Past. It was... There was one. I'm blanking on the sub name of it, but there were walls that you could break, but they were small visual indicators, like they were cracks in the wall or slight discoloration, or there was something. There was a tell that would tell you what walls you could bomb, right? I know Link to the Past had it, but they were way more obvious than in other ones. But once you found out that pattern, yeah, it was really cool. The discoverability was great. Ubi Games think players are too smooth-brained for their games. They never used to be that way. Link's Awakening, that's what it was. It came out in the early 90s. Yes, that's what it was. It was on Game Boy. Very, very, very cool. I don't think that they need another studio to lead them. They need to rid themselves of their current directors. That's what they need to do. The studio itself, like, keep in mind that the current developers for this game are younger. They weren't the original ones from the original action adventure series, right? They weren't the ones from back in the 2007 to 2016 or 17 or whatever, right? Or 2000, I should say 2015. Different developers, and these are all younger developers. I think visually what they have created is great. Given more time, the animations look smoother, right? Ubisoft is now giving them extra time to work on it, and it's paid off because the game looks like it's moving smooth. Visually, it's gorgeous, and I'm assuming they have fixed some of the issues that were brought to their attention. I think they just need new directors with a clearer sense of discovery, a greater respect for the players. And they need to not be afraid of borrowing and using other mechanics that other developers have used. I mean, if you look at From Software, right, their stuff wasn't entirely original. I say this because Capcom did it with Onimusha. And Capcom also did it. I mean, look at the Metroidvania stuff. Capcom did that stuff as well, like way back with Ninja Gaiden, back on 2D scrolling, right? So people have taken concepts and they've used it for their own title, except they blended it with the mechanical thematics that they had envisioned for their game. Ubisoft has to do that. The sad thing is that once they found something great with Assassin's Creed, which, mind you, the mechanics in Assassin's Creed originally came from Prince of Persia, because Assassin's Creed was supposed to be Prince of Persia, the Assassins. It wasn't supposed to be its own spin-off IP, but it became that because they decided to shift gears. But it was originally supposed to be a Prince of Persia game. So they took ideas from one of their previous titles and incorporated it into a brand new IP. And then they took what they learned from Blade of Darkness. Yes. And they made it work for them. Exactly. They made it better. For some reason, Ubisoft took the foundation of what Assassin's Creed had, from synchronization to all these icons on the game and, cleaning out bases and stuff. And they incorporated that into The Division, and then they incorporated it into Far Cry and every fucking thing else. It's so crazy that we look at Assassin's Creed and we look at Ubisoft today, and these are the same developers, not obviously the same people developers, but the same studio that created Splinter Cell. It's crazy. It's mind-boggling because Splinter Cell is brilliant. It was great.
We got way more new gameplay and a ton of new details to go over. Overall, Ubisoft wants to do less hand-holding in Assassin's Creed Shadows. As
It says less hand-holding, but it's not by a significant
you might
margin.
know, viewpoints function a bit different this time around. So while we still have the iconic drone camera, and yes,
Me
it
too,
looks
like,
really
me
good, this
too.
new gameplay, unlocking a viewpoint this time does not instantly reveal all the icons on the map. No, instead, you have to use this high point and then do the observe mechanic with L1 or the left trigger, and can then turn 360 degrees to spot question mark icons for points of interest.
So we didn't see this in the other video. This is why I wanted to show this one, because look at this. Look at this vista. It's fucking gorgeous, dude. They know how to make a good looking game, let me tell you. Oh, and how dare I forget Watch Dogs. That is an IP that I think they fumbled dramatically. Fucking Watch Dogs, the first one was amazing. And I now have, I think, Watch Dogs 2. And I got Watch Dogs Legion, I think, for free or something like that. But they know how to make a good-looking game.
But you will actually see what the icon is by getting close to it, and moving around is also the main way to actually uncover more of the map. So at the start of the game, there will be these drawings and hints at certain key locations, similar to what we most recently saw in Mirage. So you could be like, oh, this looks cool, let's check it out.
This skinny pop is
No one saw those pictures and was like, oh, that looks cool, let's go. Shut up, Jor. Talk about it. I don't typically use modern day slang, but he is the definition of a shill.
Awake.
Watch Dogs could have been a good series. Go bait and switch, though. Same with the Division 1. Yeah, the Division 2 is pretty good,
You
though.
cannot just focus on the viewpoints anymore and then have the full map without actually going to these locations.
They ruined the
yourself.
Division series,
Now,
though.
viewpoints
They
are
did.
luckily still fast travel spots, but some of these viewpoints will be located in the heart of enemy-controlled territories, like on the top of a Tenshu. And maybe you remember the Green Dome sync point in the middle of Baghdad in Mirage that you could fast travel to, but then not fast travel out of because you would be in a restricted area, so you had to physically get out of that location first. I thought that was quite annoying.
Mirage
and
was a great
Shadows
game,
will
by
have
the
more
way.
of that. This is also very interesting. Most, but not all of the viewpoints are accessible with both characters, so likely some of them cannot be reached with Yasuke. They also note that in some instances, Naue can easily climb outside of the structure using her grapple hook, whereas Yasuke will likely need to take the stairs and go through the guards to reach the top. So another L for Yasuke, although I do think he will...
No one fucking cares if it's an L for Yasuke. Can I just say? Like, no one cares. It's not that I hate the character design. It's not that I won't play as him at some point. I will. But I don't have vested interest in his character.
will win in the looks department. We got new gameplay of him rocking a cool straw hat and a one-shoulder cape that moves very realistically in the wind. I love this look, and the horse armor deserves a shout out as well. Again, the saddles and horses are different this
I feel
time,
that, Light.
so
I
instead
feel
of having
that.
the pre-made mounts that we had in the previous games, we should now be able to mix and match, which can impact the...
So that's one thing that I like. You have one mount. You don't have to worry about having a variety of mounts like what we see here, which, by the way, a lot of these mounts are really cool. But if you had a camel and a horse and then just changed their cosmetics, like literally gave them like dress up stuff, saddles, leather straps, bits and all that stuff. I think like you could have done way more with that. You would have had a lot more fun. And this Drake that you could get, I think if that were just a skin, that would have been sick. So what they're doing with Shadows is you have one horse and you can dress up the horse, much like what we also have in Rise of the Ronin, where you could buy multiple horses, but technically you only need one, and you just get the tack to go on top of it, and that will give the horse stats. Some of the horses have some stats, but they're kind of irrelevant. But regardless, I think this is a good move.
Made mounts that we had in the previous games, we should now be able to mix and match, which can impact the stats of the horse as well. But the focus of this new horseback gameplay
I
is
like that
actually
they
the
kept this in
Pathfinder feature, which
yeah,
is quite
I like
similar
that they
to the
kept this in
follow
place.
road option from the previous games, where the game would simply go to a nearby road and then follow that. If you had a quest objective or put a marker down, you could tell the game to go to that, but it would still stick to the roads only, so you had to manually go make the final steps. In Shadows, when you select the Pathfinder
Or
option,
spray
it
paint,
really
yeah,
seems
kinda.
to take you to your marker or objective, and this should in particular be nice because
But
the
you know,
number of
dressing up your
mountains
horse
that the game
isn't
will have.
isn't
Another
a
familiar
foreign thing. I
feature
mean,
that has
they
seen an
even have it
upgrade
in
is
Red
the
Dead Redemption
objective
2, you know?
reward, because now instead of only showing the targets we have to take out, it's your complete quest log. Yes, lots
See,
to
your
go
complete
over, and real
quest
quick,
log,
I'm doing
which I
a
think is
giveaway
great.
for 3 copies of a want to participate. Potential, saw it already, but seems like we have 12 really cool looking potential Templar targets that we have to take out, that are all hiding behind some really cool masks or headgear that we can hopefully get ourselves as well. Like, this is way cooler than the Order of the Ancients we saw before.
And this is what I'm talking about. Like, the maps before for your targets, it was literally just the Templars, or in this case, Order of the Ancients. But what I think is really cool is that now the quest board is literally every quest's.
Or that we're all using the same mask. But again, there's way more. This leak section is for people we can likely recruit and then bring to our settlement, as we're now looking for a blacksmith. If we zoom out here, we actually see a specific icon for Nawe, and this is likely where we find her specific quest that you can only do with her and reveal more about her family and background. We see the highlight section with specific things like the stable, I think there's decorations, this might be like combat or training, the blacksmith and your scouts. And next to the potential main targets, there are also the Kabukimono Ronins, so samurai that lost their master that will likely pose a challenge. And if we take them all out, we seemingly get 5,000 XP and also 2 new abilities. One seems like a speed boost or something, and the other one we know because just like in Valhalla and also in Mirage, this is the icon for the chain assassination. So it seems like by taking out all these targets, we get this ability for Nawe and can then likely throw the kunai to the second target to also take it out. But overall, really cool that we can now also earn skills by going after these targets. And each individual opponent also gives rewards like 2 mastery points to unlock new skills, coins, and an actual new weapon that has a level next to it. Maybe this scales to your current level, so if
can you upgrade the level of it? That's what I'm curious about.
Like, I can speculate, but the fact...
Can I just say, like, this UI, I'm glad they kept it the way it is. I liked the UI in Valhalla, the fighting UI. I don't know why people keep saying, well, okay, they're saying it gets cluttered because you can have the quests on this side and then some other information over here. That I get. But, like, the base, like, user interface for combat and in actions and interactions, I think that's fine. I've never had a problem with that.
The fact is that we just don't know a lot about loot and gear progression yet, so we'll of course keep you up to date here. And then if you want to go after the target, you can just track the mission and they will see the quest steps appear, which are hints pointing you in the right direction, similar to the exploration mode from the previous games. Now, different is of course the fact that there's no bird this time. So one way to find a target is by finding a high point yourself and then using that observe mode again to scan the environment, something you can also do with Yasuke, and then bam, you find your target. But this is also where the before mentioned scouts come in. You can deploy them from your map and you can actually choose to dispatch 1, 2 or 3 as noted with the dots. And the more you deploy, the bigger the radius actually is.
Alright, Gabby.
Oh my god. Does he not get enough money? Does he really need all these ads?
All your quest markers will appear, so you don't have to look around yourself anymore. Now, luckily, the game still has a guided mode if you prefer to just get a marker all the time.
And see, this is my point, is that there is a mode that you can change. Damaging body parts should be a thing, like in Bushido Blade. Once damaged, you can't use it. I don't disagree. I don't think they're going to incorporate that. They at least added an armor system, whereas before you didn't have an armor system. You can break the armor in here. So when you saw that one... All right. When you saw that one guy's armor start flashing yellow, his armor was bound to break, right? Or you could actually see pieces of armor break off as you fight bigger bosses. So there is that. But by the way, Bushido Blade, fucking amazing fighting game. Loved it. It was one of my favorites growing up. But yeah, the guided mode can be turned off.
So I'm kind of curious if that negates the use of the scouts, if you can just see the target instantly. But we will have to wait and see. But we now also learned that your scouts can be used to remove your wanted status. After you get
This is a
alerted
cool
in
feature.
camp, the enemies in the region will namely be way more aggressive towards you, so that will make the game overall harder. This will reset at the end of a season, but if you don't want to wait, you can use your scouts to remove that wanted status.
I think that's
we
a
now
great,
also
great
learned
use.
about smuggling. So wealthy clans in the region have special rooms in their heavily guarded bases that you can infiltrate. And inside these rooms you find stockpiles that you can flag for a scout, and then they will smuggle it. You will lose the scout though for the
So like there's so many functions to a scout. It seems like it's overpowered, you know?
time being, but at the end of the season they will
Look at this.
return with the
Look at this.
resources.
This is beyond what I thought you were going to be able to do. You could take literal buildings and you could put them where you want them. This was your settlement. How fucking cool is this? I am excited about this feature. As silly as it may seem, I don't know how many buildings you can put or whatever, but this is fucking cool. Whereas with Valhalla, you just had your settlement and you could upgrade the cosmetics, but I agree, Light. I agree. But this feature is so cool. You can literally place it wherever you want. You can arrange it how you want it, and it creates these pathways for you instantly.
And you can use these
So cool,
resources
dude.
to upgrade
Look at
your
that.
hideouts. So instead of raiding churches in Valhalla and then looting the chest with the help of your crew, in Shadows we have to infiltrate these clan bases to get the settlement materials with the help of our scouts. Now if you don't like the fact that your scout is gone for a while, you can also pay in-game money at the Kakurega to speed up their return, so they can use the scout again for something else. And we don't have footage of this Kakurega yet, but it's basically a safe house we can also find and unlock in the world that becomes a fast travel point too. It really reminds me of the buildings we could unlock in Rise of the Ronin that we could fast travel to, and while inside we could use different features. In Shadows we can use it to refill our rations, tools, ammunition, access our gear stash, manage and accept contracts, replenish scouts, as well as manage which allies can be summoned for help. Okay, what type of contracts? We of course know the allies will play a big role helping us out in combat. There's a lot we still don't know about this game or have not seen in action. And maybe you spotted the change season prompt on the map here as well. Like they said that we cannot manually change the seasons in the game, but that will automatically happen when you play. So what is this button for?
I think that's just the time-lapse thing. So you can't change the season, but you could literally just, like, you can't pick what season you want, but you can time-lapse into the next season if you want. That's what I think it is. They just said change season.
Your take's more than welcome, and maybe you can trigger it yourself before the game automatically switches. I will try and figure it out, of course, and bring you all that info and way more gameplay. And yes, I can confirm now that I'm at Ubisoft Quebec playing the game as we speak. This video was, of course, pre-recorded. Well, it was still at home. But yeah, expect a ton of new gameplay, my impressions after playing, exclusive info.
And that's essentially it. So, you know, take it for what it is. I gotta go let my dog in. I gotta get prepped to play after the fall. Am I excited for Assassin's Creed Shadows? I mean, I'm feeling a little more excited about it, but it's not like I'm super hyped like I was for Valhalla or like I was with some of the other titles. We still don't really see a strong emphasis on the Assassins or the Templars. There's still this absence of story, and it's frustrating. But I'll be right back. I'm going to let my dogs in, and then we're going to get to after the fall. Alrighty, we are back. We are going to do some After the Fall with the scrubs. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I don't suck. I feel like it's been a while since last I played. I'm going to also turn on speech chat so I can hear what y'all are saying. And Fergie, if you're still here, yeah, those No Man's Sky builds are cool. But they do use a feature that is allows them to clip. It's called like the glitch build mod or something like that. So they're able to make things that we otherwise couldn't. Okay. Okay. Where is my audio? I'm missing my audio. Yeah, where did my audio go? Hello? That's correct. That's correct. Hello? Where did my audio go? Sound. I am so confused. The hell happened to my audio? You guys can't hear a thing either. Properties, yes. Or real tech. Alright, I'm just gonna confirm something.
From interview.
Okay, yeah, you guys got that. Yeah. Capture. What the hell happened? Where is the audio? Hello? Like, I'm not even getting it in my ears. I don't hear anything. That's input. What? All right, well, let's, I guess, restart. I'm gonna restart my system. I have no clue. Voice mod? You think it's a voice mod thing? Because I can hear myself with this. Are you talking about on the PlayStation? Because
Light SWYTCH said, voice meter banana.
No. I don't use banana. But what's confusing is that I hear everything else through this, and my computer is set to my Pulse headphones. So why am I not? Like, I should be getting the input here. Why am I not getting it? That's what's confusing. Why am I not getting it? Audio output capture. Yeah. Um.
Light SWYTCH said,
It
check your
is.
system sounds on PC and make sure it's set to the correct device.
That's the thing. It is. I mean, here, I'll even show you. Look it. Watch. Wham bam. It's right there. I'm so confused. That's all fine.
Light SWYTCH said, not that one.
What do you
Light
mean not?
SWYTCH said, there is a different system sounds.
I know what you're talking about. I guess that's a fair point, but here's the thing, though, is if I can hear everything else.
Light SWYTCH said, search system sounds in Windows search.
Oh, it's not this. Is it under Device Manager? Here's the thing, though, Light, is that yeah, see, it's right here. I can hear everything else. That's the problem. I can hear everything else, but I can't hear my PlayStation. That's what I'm confused by, and I think that's an OBS thing. Properties. Let me switch the system here and try it again. No. All right, let me see this. Let me take off these headphones. Let me put on my other headphones. I'm not getting anything. Where is my audio? Why is it just gone? All right, let's do this. Let's change my sound settings again. It's time to go to Realtek. Okay. Dude, I'm getting nothing. Where'd my audio go? What the hell happened to my audio?
Light SWYTCH. Said. Sound control panel possibly.
But everything is set appropriately. That's what I'm confused by. I was just playing last night. See, they're both active. They're both active. I literally don't have audio. It's gone. It's gone.
Light SWYTCH. Said. You might need to disable one or make one the primary.
Well, this is what I'm going to try. What if I go to this one? No. Add okay. I am desperately trying to figure this out. I don't know. The only thing I could think of doing is restarting my computer and trying. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'll be